evening, tabletop gamers. My name is LeunameGames. Welcome back to LeunameGames. Today I'm going to teach you how to play the 2 to 4 player hand management game Dragonwood by Darren Kisgen and published by Gamewright. Who dares to enter the forest of Dragonwood? As in this mystical forest lurks an onslaught of angry ogres, hungry bears, and even fearsome fire breathers. And it's your job to collect adventurers to earn dice to fight these monsters and emerge in the end as the greatest warrior. Let's get to the table and let's see what's in the box. The setup for the game is very simple. First things first, make sure this deck of cards, which contains all the adventures that you're going to be using, is placed in an area where everybody can reach it. Same thing goes for the dice. Next, you need to prepare the Dragonwood deck. The Dragonwood deck contains all the monsters and helpers that the players are going to be trying to get a hold of. To set up the Dragonwood deck, first, go through the deck and temporarily remove the 2 dragon cards from the deck. Next, randomly remove from the deck a certain number of cards depending on the number of players, putting it back into the box. I'm setting up for a 4-player game, so I'll remove 8 cards. Next, take what cards are left in the Dragonwood deck and split it in half. Decide which half is going to be the bottom half, and then randomly insert the 2 dragon cards back into that deck. Then, with the bottom half of the deck, take the top half and put it on top of the bottom half, and then place it out where everybody can reach it. Then you draw 5 cards in order to make up the landscape. I'll explain that one card that I just got rid of in a little bit. Then take the cards from the Adventurers deck, deal 5 out to each player, and you are ready to begin. Starting with the player who last hiked into the woods, each player is going to go around doing one of 2 things. On your turn, you can either reload, which basically means you take the top card of the adventurer deck and add it to your hand, or you can choose to capture one of the creatures out there. Basically, you're choosing to fight them. If you choose to try to capture a creature, you first need to announce how you're planning to do it. There are 3 ways of dealing with an opponent. You can either strike the creature, stomp on the creature, or scream at the creature. Each of these has a different way of dealing with the creature. To strike a creature, you have to play a set of cards with the numbers going in a row. For example, let's say if I wanted to strike this spooky spider, I would have to play a set of cards that go in numerical order. For example, this would be an example of striking a creature. The cards, as you can see, go in numerical order. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Meaning this would be an acceptable form of striking a creature. If I wanted to stomp on a creature, I would have to play a set of cards that have the same number but be in different colors. If I wanted to stomp on the creature, I would have to play a set of cards that have the same number but be in different colors. For example, if I wanted to stomp on the spooky spider, I could play a set like this. 4 9s, all the same number and all in different colors. If I wanted to scream at a creature, I would have to play a set of cards that are all the same color. For example, let's say I wanted to scream at the friendly bunny. If I wanted to, I could play a set of cards like this. They're all different numbers, but they're all the same color of purple. Meaning I could play these 4 cards to try and scream at the bunny to capture it. Regardless of how you choose to try and capture the creature, you will roll a number of dice equal to the amount of cards you've played to try and capture the creature. For example, I am playing 4 cards of light blue to try and scream at the spooky spider. That means I am going to roll 4 dice because I've rolled 4 cards. You will then roll those dice and compare the total amount compared to the total capture value of the way you're trying to capture them. For example, if I wanted to try to capture the spiders by striking, I would have to roll a combined value of 3 or higher. If I wanted to stomp on the spider, I would also have to roll a 3 or higher. But if I wanted to scream at the spider, I would have to roll a 4 or higher in total. If the total value of the dice you rolled is equal to or higher than the amount that's on the card, you will take that card, put it in front of you, and you score the amount of points that are on the card. For example, the dice that I've rolled here, I rolled a total of 10. And that's higher than the screen value on the Spooky Spider, which is 4. So I would then take that card, put it in front of me, and I would score 1 point. I would then draw a new card to replace it. There are 3 kinds of cards that are in the Dragonwood deck. There are these creature cards, which everyone's trying to get to earn points to win the game. There are these enhancement cards, which don't give points, but they do make it easier to capture cards. And then there's these event cards, like the one I had gotten rid of during setup. Event cards never go into the landscape when you draw them. If you draw an event card when trying to refill the landscape, you do what the card says and then discard it. Then you draw a new card to replace it. If after resolving that event you go to draw and you draw another event card, you do what it says and again discard it. Draw another one until you have filled the landscape with 5 cards. If the total value of the dice you rolled was less than what you were trying to go for, then you simply will just discard 1 card from your hand. For example, I was trying to go after the Grumpy Troll by stomping on it. Well, I rolled a 10, but the stomp value is 11, so I would have to discard a card from my hand. And it can be any card you want. You don't have to discard one of the cards that you used to try to capture the creature. If you manage to capture an enhancement card, you will take that card, place it face up in front of you, and this will be an ability that you will have for the rest of the game, unless the card says one-time use. There are cards that will only allow you to use them 1 time. If you manage to beat the creature, you will place all the cards that you used to defeat the creature into the discard pile. There are a couple rules when it comes to capturing. Enhancement cards cannot be used to try and capture other enhancement cards. You are allowed to use only 1 card if you want, and that means you can use it as any of the 3 options. You are only allowed to try and capture 1 of the creatures in the landscape on your turn, and you can only roll a maximum of 6 dice. Once you have either reloaded or attempted a capture, whether you succeeded or not, your turn is over and play passes to the left. The game ends when one of 2 things happens. Either both of the dragons have been defeated, or the adventure deck has been played through twice. When the game ends, each player will count up the points on the creatures they've captured, as well as compare the number of creatures they've captured with each other. Whoever captured the most creatures gets a bonus of 3 points. If there's a tie, then the players get 2 points. Whoever has the most points is the winner. In the case of a tie, whoever captured the most creatures is the winner. And that is everything you need to know in order to play Dragonwood. As always, if you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will get to them. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. That means a lot to me. If you like what I do and you want to support me in the future, please feel free to hit subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. But until next time, see you later!